joining me here. And Gus, let's send it back to you.
All right, Karen, Kimbo Slice, so polished, articulate, and obviously still in great shape, ready for his next fight in October. Coming up next, Nick Diaz versus Thomas Denny in a 3-round lightweight fight. Denny, AKA the Wild Man, is known for his colorful tattoos and crazy haircuts. Tonight, this MMA veteran of over 40 fights has been granted an opportunity of a lifetime. He'll look to catapult himself into lightweight title contention with a possible upset over heavy favorite Nick Diaz.
The lifestyle that my family led, whether it was the mental abuse, the physical abuse, the drug abuse, I knew that if I stayed in that same position, that I would just follow. I'm a wild guy, inside and outside of the ring, but at the same time, I'm a family man. I think Nick Diaz's game plan is to talk trash about people because he likes to try to get in their head. But you know what? I'm a grown-ass man. I mean, like I said, I've been on my own since I was 14. I've been getting beat up my whole life. I've been, having people tell me I can't do things my whole life. Mentally, I mean, he can't touch me. I love that he's talking trash because it's just going to be that much more exciting when all his friends and fans go, man, dude, that guy just whooped your ass.
And now please welcome the well-versed and colorful MMA standout from Victorville, California, introducing Thomas Wildman Denny.
Thomas Denny has fought and lost to some MMA standouts, George St. Pierre, Yves Edwards, and Joe Stevenson. He feels that this is his opportunity to finally beat a top contender in Nick Diaz.
Appears to be public enemy #1 here in Stockton. However, a married father of 3, has been involved with MMA since 1999. You got to give it to him. He's not afraid of anybody in the sport. He's taken on the bigger names like George St. Pierre, Yves Edwards, Dwayne Bang Ludwig, and he is definitely looking to spoil Diaz's homecoming in this all-Golden State affair.
He is, and he's the guy that could do it. I mean, he's got 40-plus fights. He's got as many fights as I do. The guy's been around for a long time. He's just about seen everything in the sport. He wants to turn this into an absolute war. That goes against what Diaz, of course, wants to do. He also wants to make it a fast and explosive fight. He thinks that Diaz is kind of slow and methodical. He wants to take advantage of that, try to damage him and cut him early and put him away.
Stockton's own Nick Diaz will be fighting in front of friends and family in his highest profile fight today. Despite being only 24 years of age, Diaz has been fighting since the age of 18 and has over 20 fights on his resume. After fighting around the world tonight, Nick returns to his hometown with plans to impress the fans and take another step towards the Elite XC Lightweight Championship held by KJ Noons.
Stockton, California is my hometown, and I'm happy to be, fighting here and represent Pacific Coast Martial Arts, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I was actually real competitive swimming when I was a kid. I didn't think it was as cool to be a swimmer, so I stopped swimming in high school. I started training jiu-jitsu.
Diaz looking for the armbar.
2 years later, a friend of mine, he was like, hey, you want to do a triathlon? So I was like, yeah. I think it's an excellent workout. It makes my kicks really strong. Thomas Denny is, really a tough opponent. I doubt he works as hard as me in the gym. I mean, to come on real strong and put him down the first round.
And now, here he is in his own backyard, the dangerous and renowned world-class lightweight from Stockton, California, Nick Diaz.
Stockton's own Nick Diaz, and listen to this crowd.
Life is indeed fine in the 209 for Nick Diaz, happily embracing his bad boy image, causing a near riot in Hawaii with KJ Noons. He has his sights set on a rematch for the Elite XC Lightweight title. But tonight he wants to send the fans of Stockton home happy with a big win over the Wild Man.
Well, he's got the tools for it. He's got a 4-inch reach advantage. He's got excellent boxing skills. He needs to just have a little patience. He can't rush in, eat some power shots. He also needs to keep this standing, keep it a good boxing match, and set up the KO with some head movement and feints. I believe he can knock Denny out if he sticks to his game plan.
And the fans are chanting 209. Stockton's area code in support of Nick Diaz.
He really needs a big win here, though. He has all the tools. In fact, when it comes to finding faults in Diaz's game, it might be easier to find a golf ball in a snowstorm, Frank, but he has to put it together. And what better stage than right here on CBS?
Well, he's incredibly talented physically. He's a great jiu-jitsu guy. He's a wonderful athlete. He's just sometimes misunderstood. I think he's a little too honest about how he feels about things. And he's the first one to voice him, and he's the first one to back him up, which I really respect.
Nick Diaz ready to face Thomas Wildman Denny, and a look at the tail of the tape. Diaz with a height advantage and a reach advantage. He came in under the 160-pound limit at 159.5. And the tail of the tape is sponsored by Esurance. Now let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
All right, fans, here we go from Stockton, California. Elite XC and CBS present a lightweight showdown scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing to you first on my left, he is fighting out of the blue corner. Standing at 5 feet 9 inches, he weighed in at 159 pounds. Specializing in Valet Tudo, his record stands at 26 wins and 16 losses. Please welcome the inimitable MMA veteran, the tough, tried and tested Thomas Wildman Denny. And his opponent across the cage on my right, fighting out of the red corner, standing at 6 feet 1 inch. He weighed in at 159.5 pounds. He is indeed one of MMA's complete fighters, raised in the traditions of boxing and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, with a record of 17 wins, 7 losses, and 1 no contest. Please welcome Stockton's own Pride and UFC veteran, the former WEC welterweight champion, introducing Nick Diaz. And now our referee in charge of this bout, introducing Josh Rosenthal.
Gentlemen, Nick, Thomas, Nick. All right, gentlemen, you've gone over the rules. I expect a clean fight. Obey my commands all the time, defend yourselves all the time. All right?
Nick Diaz, 24 years old, in desperate need of a good victory to set up a possible rematch with KJ Noons. Diaz, Denny.
Gentlemen, you ready? You ready? Let's fight!
Here we go. Denny quickly to the center.
Stockton Arena shaking down to its very foundation. An unbelievable response for the hometown hero, Nick Diaz.
Denny's got good stand-up skill and good kickboxing skill. Diaz thought he would kickbox him, kicking the legs out, trying to stand him up.
Watch that head coming in, Thomas.
But instead, he went for the takedown. Oh!
My good friend, noted MMA journalist Sam Kaplan, calls Thomas Denny the Crash Davis of MMA. 37 years old, has never really escaped the AAA leagues, but here it is, national television. He wants to pull off the huge upset.
There's a cut kick by Denny. What's Diaz's strategy here, Frank?
Well, his strategy is to box, to keep the range and to box, to damage him, tire him out, and to try to set up some kind of KO. I think it's kind of immature. I think he needs to take it to the ground, work some ground game, fatigue him out, get some good positions. But he's intent on this stand-up, bang-it-out game.
He is a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Now Diaz with
He's going for
Denny.
a Kimura lock. He's going for a little bit of an elbow-shoulder lock there.
He is very dangerous no matter what position he finds himself in on the ground. And as you mentioned, Frank, good escape by Thomas Denny. No slouch in the ground.
Now he's going for the armbar.
Yeah, Diaz is advancing that position, but Denny keeps spinning around and getting his hips on top. That's where he needs to stay for this fight.
Diaz told us that his opponents are scared of his jiu-jitsu skills. One of the reasons that we've seen a lot of his stand-up lately. Well, Denny is definitely taking it to wherever Diaz wants to go so far here early in round 1.
Well, this is the fight that the Wild Man wanted to fight. Fast and explosive. Those explosive movements he thought would damage Diaz. Diaz is more of the methodical, patient, kind of slow fighter, whereas Denny's got the edge if he keeps it fast and keeps it wild.
In the past, Diaz has struggled making the 160-pound weight limit. He came in for one 160-pound fight at 169. Denny, during the pre-fight conversations, made sure that Diaz would come in shape at the proper weight. If not, he wouldn't have fought it.
Well, Diaz made a statement coming in a half-pound under the 160-pound weight limit for this fight, and so far Denny doing a good job mixing it up with elbows, and now Diaz going to work with his boxing.
Yeah, those elbows were working, but he's got to jab in. He's got to get in with the elbow. He's not moving his head to throw that elbow. He's staying right there, and he's getting countered with punches.
Give credit to Denny's making it an entertaining fight here in round one.
He always does, and he's got his nail polish matching his hair today.
Round one scheduled for 3. Nick Diaz in black, Thomas Wildman Denny in the pink shorts. I think that's the first time I've ever said that in a combat sport.
I think they prefer salmon color, is that?
Call it what you want, they're banging, uh-oh.
Denny in trouble now, he backs up. Diaz, very patient. Denny, wobbly legs. Diaz moving in, a lot of time here. Denny has expended a lot of energy trying to make this a quick pace. Nice jab by Diaz. In the clinch, Denny with the knee. Now dirty boxing.
Well, Diaz is controlling this right now, but he's just got to be careful he doesn't run into either a big punch or an elbow, because he's known for his cuts. He's been cut in the past. He's got to be extra cautious of that.
Short right hand, Superman punch getting through for Denny, but it doesn't faze Diaz. He comes back with the left hand.
And I can guarantee that Superman never wore pink.
He may have, we don't know. So Denny's got to get off this cage. This is where Diaz has an advantage with his wrestling and his height, pulling him down, working that boxing on the inside. Hey, he's listening to me. All right.
A minute remaining in the first round. Diaz backing off Denny.
It may not be the most entertaining strategy or most smart strategy to employ for Thomas Denny, but he's making this an entertaining fight.
That's the shot we were looking for.
And Denny goes down. He's hurt. Denny in trouble. Diaz pouring it on in front of the hometown fans. 39 seconds to go. Oh, he takes a right hand.
And Denny's been fighting his whole life.
And the Stockton Arena's ready to explode.
$19 seconds. Nick Diaz going to the body now. Looks like Denny will survive the first round.
Quick punch followed by an elbow by Diaz. Wow!
Great action here. Nick Diaz, Wild Man Denny, going for broke. Then Stockton.
This is MMA on prime time. What a round!
All right. Nick Diaz, Thomas Denny, back in 30 seconds.
You're looking good.
Welcome back. Let's take a look.
Don't get in a pistol
electric first round here in Stockton, California. Nick Diaz in black.
Let's go, guys.
Wild Man Denny in the pink.
And Denny's just coming up short on the punches. That reach advantage is killing him, and he's taking massive blows coming forward. He should be getting better range and then finding his opening.
And you know what I love? Look in the background. Gina Carano on her feet going crazy.
Round 2 scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
Gentlemen,
Nick
let's
Diaz,
fight.
Thomas Denny.
Compute strike totals round 1. Diaz 75 of 127 punches landed. Denny 23 of 70.
Wow. Short punches really landed for Diaz. He hits him with a right hook.
He's feeling it. He's
putting it together. Oh my goodness. Denny in trouble. Diaz punches in bunches. Left hand sends Denny down. Pug round. And pound. And it's over.
And the eruption begins.
Wow. Denny refusing to go down.
Frank, we had a wonderful time May 31st in Newark, New Jersey, but this is what I call an encore. Unbelievable night of fights, and Nick Diaz bringing the Thunder home to Stockton.
Well, the fans said they wanted real MMA. We brought them real MMA. That's what it looks like. Nick Diaz bowing to us right now. We should be bowing to him.
Definitely. And you know what? Hats off to Thomas Wildman Denny, who showed up and made this a thriller.
He really did. He picked the strategy that was going to make this fight exciting. That's the war. That's the war. He could have won, but he didn't.
9, see the crazy.
This is Diaz just smelling. You see him dancing around, hands up, jab, quick jab, overhand. He's just stalking him, coming in with massive blows and power punches. Then he's got to get off that cage and get some defense, and he's just got none here. He is stoned, he is rocked, and he is on his way to the canvas. I like how Josh is there the whole time. Look at Rosenthal right next to him the whole time.
Great job by the referee.
Protecting him the whole time.
Nick Diaz, that is what you call a homecoming.
And Diaz measuring him and then just stepping in with that power. He said he was going to be patient, not rush in, and not eat counter punches. He had a short elbow there, but every other punch was all Diaz. Look at him. He is clowning Denny right here.
Gee, I wonder where he may have seen that before, Mr. Shamrock.
Well, it comes with confidence, and it comes with knowing that you got this fight won, and he had this fight won the moment he started connecting with those massive blows. Denny has no answer to anything right here, and he is literally out on his feet, waiting for a place to fall.
You are seeing a clear-cut example tonight of why mixed martial arts is the fastest growing sport in the world, and we are bringing it to you from Stockton, California. CBS Saturday Night Fights, Nick Diaz with a definitive victory. KJ Noons, someone.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 30 seconds in round number 2. Josh Rosenthal, our referee in charge, stops the contest due to strikes. He is the winner by way of technical knockout, Nick Diaz.
Stockton, one more time. Give it up for your homeboy, Nick Diaz. Nick, Denny came out early. He tried to set a quick pace. You remained calm and patient, and you put together your punches going both to the body and head. A brilliant performance.
Yeah, real quick, please. I'd like to dedicate this performance tonight, this whole night, and everything to a few friends of mine that passed away. First off, a special girl, very special girl in my life, named Stephanie Wise, okay? And Chi Ying Chang and Chi Ting Chang, and my friend Tony Booth, all from Stockton, real quick. And I also want to thank Chase Chevrolet, John Ferriola, and Ernie Rodriguez for always having my back and hooking me up when I needed it most. After party at the Red Rhino, happy birthday to Maria and Phil Torres. Okay, thank you so much for everything.
Nick,
Pacific Coast Martial Arts.
Thank you very much.
4th Street is where you train. That's where to train. Don't play around. Ain't no fighters nowhere else. The real fighters are at Pacific Coast in Stockton.
Thank
okay,
you, Nick. Thank you so much. Nick Diaz. Now let's go back to Mauro Ranallo.
The great orator Nick Diaz. The total strikes in this fight. Diaz landed 93 of 156 for 60%. Denny 38 of 90 for 42%. But Frank, the story of the fight was the tenacity and the all-out war that these two engaged in.
You know, both of them were walking the path of a journeyman. Both have been labeled a journeyman at some point. Tonight, Nick Diaz proved that he is not a journeyman. He threw a massive amount of punches and did a tremendous amount of damage, stopping Denny, who has twice as many fights as he does. Stopped him cold in beautiful fashion.